Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Monsoon season has set in here in northern Arizona, and I'm so happy. I mean, these temperatures are getting pretty hot. And lately what I've been doing with Sierra is we've been going out, since she's got her cancer kind of bothering her, you know, we've been doing more truck adventures and been finding these really awesome springs in my neighborhood that are just fantastic. They're all along 4x4 trails, and situated near these springs are all these incredible hilltop structures from the Prescott culture, which was a unique tribe that inhabited this area. They focused on 3 different areas in northern Arizona, and I live in one of them, so I'm just thrilled. But what I've been doing at night, I've been taking Sierra up to these hilltop locations to check out the sunset, so I wanted to bring you along with one of our evening excursions before we dive into some camper stuff. Let's go over here. Come on, let's go over here. So this is one of my favorite spots to come out to, just right above my place. And the rocks out here are really cool. They drop off pretty fast, and so you kind of want to watch your step a little bit. But you know, if you look over this way, my place is actually right there. So I've got a great view looking towards the south. That mountain right over there is where the forest fire was when we had to go to Prescott and stay in a hotel because the air quality was so bad Sierra couldn't really breathe with the tumors in her lungs. But as you can see, it looks like the monsoons are arriving, and so real pleased about that. It's supposed to rain all weekend, and looks like I think Tuesday is the heaviest day of rain this week. Then a little bit of a reprieve Wednesday and Thursday, and then more rain coming for the weekend. What you doing, girl? What you got, sweetie? Oh, we're just having so much fun. By the way, check out this road that drops off. This is the road that I take that goes down to my place, and it gets to be a 16-degree pitch right as you drop off that right there, and it goes way down there. And so it's pretty fun having that here at the place, because I'll come up here and hang out at night right when the sun's going down. Me and Sierra will just kind of come and kick it, walk out to the ridge over there, check out the mountains in the distance, and then watch the sunset and then go back to the place. All right, girl, you want to go get in the truck? Let's go get in the truck. Come here. Being in northern Arizona, I get a whole lot of questions about how I access water. And there's a couple of different ways out here. I'm fortunate that in my area I've got a community well that my HOA dues pay for. It's actually POA dues, Property Association dues. And the Property Association dues for me they're only $91 a year, so it's pretty cheap. And so we're able to access this water. Our well water out here is anywhere from 750 to 1,000 feet deep, which means that it's really clean. And so I don't have to use a purifier when I get this water back in my place. It's already pure and ready to drink. And so I just roll over here. It's a beautiful drive on the way over. I take Forest Service roads to access where our community well is located, and then just grab the water that I need, pull the trailer back to my place, and we're good to go. Getting caught just a little bit here on just a little on the western tip of the storm. So I'm hoping we can run out of it here, because you can see up above me like this kind of broken out the clouds. I don't want these roads to turn super slurry because they get real slick, and so if we get too much rain we won't be able to get back to my place. I just love making these water runs because the views that I have are incredible. Here's that ridge where I hang out with Sierra at night, and it's just gorgeous to be able to drive this. This is right in my neighborhood. This is the ridge literally right behind my place. And I can come up here at any time to check out these top-of-the-world views and just see all the mountain ranges off in the distance. And it's just really nice and peaceful up there. I really love it. All right, I want to give you all an update with what's going on with the roof here. You can see that I've halted putting any more shingles up. Reason being is that on the drip edge here that I installed, I forgot to get that glue or the cement stuff from the company that makes this roll-on shingle. there's like a cement stuff you can put underneath here to make it stick, and I forgot to pick that up when I was at the store the other day. And so I'm gonna wait to do the rest of this until I get the cement stuff that I need. But it's working out great so far. The structure itself is really sturdy. I know there were some questions about the beams holding up, but I mean, these are full-on huge beams up at the top here. This is probably about 6 inches across, maybe about 5 inches across. What I do is I use my hand at the top of them and I put it down. And I know it doesn't look that way from the perspective of the camera here, but that's a pretty solid piece of wood. And this juniper is actually stronger than treated redwood, and so that's what I liked about this natural juniper. It's also rot resistant, and it doesn't have, or it's has a natural insecticide in it, so insects don't get into it and degrade it. And you can actually put these directly into the ground without any sort of protection around the tree at the base, and they're good for up to 50 years, and then at that point they start to degrade a little bit. The only beam that I don't like is this one right here. It's too small, and so I've got some supports holding it up in the meantime. And I think if it was just the back here, I'd be okay, but since I put the front on, you know, I want to make sure I switch this one out. And I've identified another tree that is exactly about, well, it's actually a little bit bigger than this, and it's bigger at the top too. So I'm just going to switch those out and probably do that later this week. I've got to clear an entire area though to get to the tree up here, but what I plan to do is just put braces all up along here and all along that one in the back, and then unscrew this and then swap it out, and we'll be all set. And then the rock bases are working really well. I've got to take the quad out to go get more rock and fill these all up, but it's real sturdy. I mean, even before I put the posts on there, just to kind of support them in place, and I've screwed all these in so they're secure. But before I even put those posts in place, I was out here pushing on it and everything, and I even took my four-wheeler and tied a tow strap around this one up here and yanked on it a little bit, and it didn't budge. So I think we're good as far as the structure is concerned. I may add some joists on the underside of these 2x6s here on the back, and then same with the front of it there, and then maybe on the front side too, just so that in case if I want to do like a rooftop, you know, if I want to hang out up there and watch like a meteor shower or something like that, I think that'd be kind of cool. But you know, as it stands right now, I think it looks great. I think the structure itself is pretty solid, and if I just put some more bracing in place, we're gonna be set. Whoops. So let's go inside real quick. I want to show you what I'm doing to keep Sierra cool. So this was one of the things obviously that I wanted to do to get the sun off of this and get complete UV block and keep the camper cool. And then I also have invested a lot in solar panels, so you can see a ton of them just laying out right now. And I need to get my solar field all squared away. But in here, I've noticed that up until about, what's up, girl? Up until about 10 p.m. or 10 a.m., it stays pretty cool in here, and then we need to start running the air conditioner. And I definitely want to keep this girl cool, especially with the cancer that she has in her lungs. And so what I've got here is I've got a window unit that pulls about 550 watts. I'll use that in conjunction with my EcoFlow battery, and that keeps it pretty cool in here. It's nice if I use, you know, if I use the window coverings, but I opened them up just so you can see what it looks like in here. But go ahead and keep everything buttoned up. And then I also installed a new fan up here. I installed a Dometic Fantastic fan. This one's both ways, so you can either suck the air out, which is really great to get the hot air out, or push air in when, you know, if you need to do that. And that really helps to keep it cool in here. And I'm really pleased with how, you know, everything's working out with the air conditioner and with the camper, and then also the camper cover. It's working out really well, and it's well worth the investment. I mean, it's been a lot of effort to put that thing up there, and it's definitely, you know, a little bit cumbersome doing it myself, but it's been really nice to be chilling in here and not like last summer I had to run a generator all summer because it was so hot, you know, and like we had that air conditioner on full, and it was just cranking the entire day. And now I have it to where, you know, it'll come on and come off, and it'll be like spot air conditioning, so we're not using nearly as much power. So therefore I can run it off solar, you know. And so that was the whole goal of getting this thing set up and getting the camper cover set up, is that I wanted to run my AC off of solar because it's so nice and peaceful out here. I don't want to run a noisy generator. There's a lot more improvements I want to do to this. This is not done by any stretch of the imagination. So there's lots more to come, and lots of finishing stuff too. I'm gonna stain it and make it look real nice and dial it all in. But so far it's working good. We have had some major gusts come through with the monsoon bursts over the past couple of days. The structure just stands still. There's no movement on it whatsoever. So we're good so far. And I think a little bit more reinforcement and a swap out of that one pole that's just not big enough, and then I think we're there. So really pleased with how things are coming along out here. And let's go check out the garden real quick. I want to show you what's going on over there. All right, so we've got strawberries are really going off. I took someone's suggestion. It was in the live stream that we had a little while back, and I've got all this great soil that's underneath my trees here, and it's like this dark soil that's really nice and looks like it's got tons of great stuff in it for plants. And I was noticing that like both the pepper plants and the strawberries just weren't really going off like I thought they would by this time of the year. And so I took some of that soil and I put it all around it, and they started really getting after it here. So you can see the strawberries are starting to really come in. There's big clusters of buds coming in on all of these, and I'm real pleased with how it's looking. I think we got a ripe one over here. Yeah, look at that one. That one's looking delicious in there. So that's going good. And then the pepper plant, same thing. It was, it wasn't really doing very well. And I think it was because it was lacking some nitrogen in the soil, because what was happening is that all of the red peppers that were coming in, they were withering, all the vegetable stuff that was coming in, every single one of them were withering bad. And so I put that soil around and I made like a little bit of a circular area here, and literally overnight it just came back and everything's looking good again, and it's jamming. And then we've got lots of new growth going on the tops here, and so we're all set. And then my fern plants, one of them ended up being a male, and so had to switch it out. So that's why you just see one over there. So I had to take the male one out. The female one's doing great. We'll talk about that another time. So anyway, everything's going good around here. I'm just continuing working on stuff and making sure to keep Sierra nice and cool. And I think we're having another big bump of weather over the weekend. And then next week, it looks like the temperatures are only going to be topping out at like low 80s every day. And then the evening time temps are going to get down in the 50s, which will be really comfortable for sleeping. So I'm excited for that. It's because monsoon season's here. So we'll get a bunch of good footage with that. And we're going to go check out some more springs and, near the area here to scope out more campsites that no one seems to know about, and just keep jamming. And Sierra's just continuing to amaze me every day. It's just been incredible with her cancer, how she's just continuing to plug along. And I keep giving her medicine with the Panicer C, which is the fenbenzidol with the, and CBD and all the different stuff. But, I just think eventually it's probably going to get her. So, but I'll take all the good days I can with her, and it's just been incredible. So, all right, thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next video.